All right, welcome back, Houston Hax fans. I know it's been a long time, but we are back with Season 7. We face the Boston Bidoof round 1, and he's got a very scary team. He's got a lot of Pokemon that can do a lot of damage and can just win in one turn, namely Necrozma and Como. Obviously, Crocodile, Jellicent, Rabambi, all issues. Webs are actually a big problem for my team. But first thing I noticed about this team is they're all grounded, so I want to spike stack him, and then I also want to get webs up of my own. Once I get webs up of my own, Weavile and Haxorus literally kill everything. But if he gets webs and I don't, then we really are in trouble. Quags has a really good matchup as it walls Rapidash, mainly Luxray, Click Clang, Lycanroc, Kangaskhan. All those Pokemon. Como if he doesn't have any special moves, or at least ones that can damage me. So actually looking pretty good. I think I do have the matchup here, but we'll see what happens. So this is going to be the replay coming up. I wound up bringing Haxorus and Weavile offensive variants, whereas the Skymory is going to be my Spiker, as well as a defensive option for me and a Whirlwinder. I'm going to bring Specs Sylveon because nothing on his team switches into Specs Moonblast. Even the Kling Clang and Rapidash are really close to getting 2-hit KO. Galvantula so I can get webs up, and then Quagsire to wall half his team like we talked about already. So I wind up leading Sylveon, and I'll be honest, this cost me the game. I think it's a good lead regardless. I was going to lead Galvantula, and I think if I led Galvantula, I think I win the game for one factor. If I don't get webs up and he does, I lose. And so I should just lead. I have Focus Sash Galv, and if I'm not going to lead Galv, then I should run Choice Scarf. So that way I could get in and get webs eventually at some point. But unfortunately, I didn't do either one. I bring in Sylveon, which turns out pretty good for me. At least in the early turns. I just go for the Specs Moonblast. Nothing can take it, like I said. He would have to be max special defense to even be close to taking it, but unfortunately, he isn't. Or fortunately for me, it isn't. So I'm able to take out the Jellicent right away. He doesn't do any damage, and the burn isn't really that big of a deal, but remember, I'm running Quick Attack, so I can pick off his Como later in the game, and so that burn actually really hurts. Really hurts. So anyways, it'll come into factor later. But he brings out the Lycanroc, which is kind of a problem for me. He goes for Iron Head. I have a free switch in Quagsire. Quagsire completely walls this mon. It cannot do anything. So I go for a Toxic because I know that he's going to have to switch into something. Goes into Rabambi, understandably. I get the Toxic off, which is super nice. Get a little bit of damage. And now I go into Skymory because I know he does have Energy Ball, but as long as you have a Steel type, he only basically gets Grass, Bug, and Fairy coverage, so there really isn't anything else. So actually, my Skymory does a really nice job of walling this Pokemon. Now I'm going to start doing my Spike Stacking, which honestly does as much damage as anything else on my team will ever do. I know that he'll probably be set up with Necrozma, so I just Whirlwind him out. He goes back into the Lycanroc, takes a little bit of damage from spikes, and we're just going to continue to spike stack here. Or maybe I roost. Nope, just continue to spike stack. I decided to go for the roost. He gets another burn off, which really sucks, because if I Iron Head at any time, after the Lycanroc switches in one more time, I do kill that mon. But now I really don't have a good option of doing damage to some of his Pokemon. Regardless, I decided to just sit in here, get all my spikes up, and now this is where we run into issues with Taunt, which in the mock battles, Taunt was a problem as well. Lycanroc could carry Taunt as well. We bring in the Quagsire because it kind of walls everything. He thinks I might have Scald. I decide not to Scald here. I just heal back to full health. Again, this is the turn that I should have went to Galvantula. It's pretty obvious that I was going to go to Skymory. But my thought process was, if he does attack me here, I lose my Focus Stash on the rocks, and if he Moonblasts, which Skymory does resist, but if he Moonblasts, then he kills my Galvantula for free. But because I didn't go to Galv, he gets his webs off. Okay, now all of a sudden, my Pokemon are much worse. Which is unfortunate. If you can hear, I'm kind of salty. I don't like to lose. But regardless, Super Spider Pig played really, really well. I think he's a very underrated player, and I think he's going to do great this season. But regardless, he finally gets his Como in. I know so this turn I did, after he taunts me, I did expect him to switch into one of his sweepers. So I knew I needed to have an answer for it, have some type of answer. So I knew Skymary would be a good pick because I could just whirlwind him out no matter what he did. He did go for the flamethrower, which actually really hurt. I'm able to get some damage off on the Lycanroc. And now I want to save my Scarm for later. He winds up Accelerocking, which, doesn't really matter for me. I go for the Toxic. He is Lumberry. This matters a lot because he would have died. Anyways, so Lumberry, good choice on his part. Luckily, I have Encore for his setup. Now, here's a turn that I completely messed up. Okay, I realize that if I do not get webs up, I am going to lose this game. Okay? This is my thought process. I'm going to lose this game if I don't get webs up. So I wind up sacking my Galvantula, which dies in one hit to Lycanroc because it's faster. Well, everything's faster than it now because of the webs. So it's going to die in one shot to Lycanroc, probably Rabombi, definitely Como. Basically everything kills it. So my thought process is I think Rabombi is the only thing that it could potentially survive. I thought he'd switch into Rabombi here. I thought that would be the move for him. He decides to go Crook instead, probably because he didn't know that, or he thought that I didn't have a water move, or that my last move, I only had Earthquake on here, which I could have ran Scald pretty easily. But regardless, I don't know why he went Crook here. I was hoping he'd go Rabombi and I'd have an option to get my Galvantula out. Regardless, I go Galvantula. This was an opportunity to get one of my killers in, okay? My best answer there, what I should have done, is gone Haxorus. If I get Haxorus in, the worst case scenario is he goes Lycanroc. But the best case scenario is I get Lycanroc, or I get my Haxorus in, and now I'm able to First Impression something. Okay, First Impression should kill Necrozma. If it's at 75% health, or it's a roll. He had definitely some HP investment, so I don't know if it was an automatic kill or not, but it would have been close. Regardless, we decide to play this game. I lost. It's fine. I already had 6 mons, but in the end, I needed more sacks, so I did. This is another mon I didn't play very well. The Weavile. Okay, I just go for the Ice Shard here to kill his Crook. He brings in the Necrozma, and he's just gonna go for setup. I don't know what his item was. My bet was that his item was would be his item was going to be the weakness policy. Expecting me to knock off here and not do enough damage. If I go for my triple axle, which by the way my Weavile has the I believe it's the wide lens that ups accuracy, so my triple axle has a 99% chance to hit. I should be able to do about 75% of his health. I thought he would just go for Heat Wave and try to kill me, but I definitely could have brought him really low. I don't think I could have killed him, but I think he would have been within that 10% range, within the Ice Shard range for sure. So that could have been an awesome play for me. I knew I was sacking my Weavile, but the idea was if I Ice Shard, now he's in range of First Impression 100% of the time. Instead, he goes for Autotomize, which is awesome. Good for him. Now he's faster than everybody no matter what, which I thought he was faster than everybody regardless. But I decided to get some more chip damage. This is where I realized he's got some health recovery in Moonlight. Again, probably should have went for the Ice Shard because then First Impression would kill. So I just kind of definitely had a lot of misplays in the mid game now that I'm looking back at it. Because if I Ice Shard here, now First Impression kills and I get to save my Sylveon. So regardless, I realize First Impression doesn't kill, so I have to go Sylveon. I have to Moonblast him here. I know he can't really touch me. Luckily, Moonblast does 75. I wish it did 75 twice in a row, but it does not. It only does 73 this time, or 72. So he doesn't die. He gets another hit off me, which really, really stinks, but doesn't do a ton of damage. Regardless, we are able to take him out with some damage done, but it could have been worse, in my opinion. Here I know I want to quick attack him, so I decide to sack my Skymery. It does die to the burn. I go back into Sylveon, and this is where I kind of realized, I was like, on my Kelk, I was like, oh no. Like, I need to get either a max roll, or he needs to have like a negative defensive Como for my quick attack to kill. So I think, again, this is another misplay. I figured he would have a special dragon move instead of a physical one, because if he had a physical one, then this set would be walled by Quagsire, which didn't make sense to me, and why he would bring Dragon Claw instead. I understand that he'd want more damage with Dragon Dance, so I guess it makes sense that way. Regardless, I go for the quick attack, hoping to kill. It does not. It'd be really nice if I wasn't burned. Bring out my Quag, and I decide to go for the Earthquake here. But in reality, I should have banked off his building and not having the dragon move, because I could have been at full health, which would have been really nice. He would have had to energy balled me, but instead he can afford to just Moonblast both times and win. So he makes the correct play. He just Moonblasts and beats my team. Really unfortunate. I think I'd love to see Super Spider Pig again. I will not make the mistake of allowing webs up on my side without webs on his. Hats off to him. But that's all I got, guys. Catch you later. Peace.